say what you want. His hands are all over Tupac Shakur murder. All over him. The whole thing. Puff orchestrated the whole demise of Pac, bro. And we don't have Tupac today. If Puff and him never crossed paths, or if it's one or the other, we either had Puff or we had Pac. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Sam Rigo podcast. My name is Sam Rigo. If you're new here and the algorithm has brought you to my channel, thank you so much for checking us out. Hey, go ahead and subscribe, like, and turn your notification bell on so you can get more of this content. We sit down here every week or randomly too, and we break it down. Hey, man, it's been a journey. 2025 has been dope. It has been. So thank y'all for tuning in. Get that out the way. Hey, I just finished this Diddy this documentary about Diddy called The Reckoning. And I sat down and watched it with my wife, and, I got so many thoughts. I got so many thoughts. We watched it all in one sitting, and, let's get into it. It's some crazy stuff. Above all, first off, can you imagine the joy in 50 Cent's heart when he got this footage? Right? 50 bought this footage from the people who were filming it. He got the rights legally. Can you imagine 50, the joy? Few things make 50 happier than exposing and calling out people that he got an issue with. So he puts out Diddy in this, and we could say what we want about 50. He's petty. He's always looking for revenge. He's always trying to make a point. We've never seen these sexual assault allegations on 50's name. So you gotta put some respect on that. We've never seen anything like this from 50. So if he's calling this out, he's got a reason. His whole thing, he said he wanted to call it out because he feels that hip hop is a place that if we don't say it's okay, if we don't say this is not okay, everybody's going to walk around and think that everybody's cool with this. So 50's like, nah, I'm going to call this out. But he's never had a sexual assault case, so say what you want, 50. 50 W for 50 on this one. My takeaways from this. Number one, Diddy was not born, he was built. The monster that we saw as Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Love, brother, all that stuff, he was not born that way. He was built. He was groomed. He was groomed by his mama. His mama would show him, how to dance in front of folks, and she exposed him to that pimp culture, that Harlem's hustler culture, and he was being built ever since he was little, being groomed for it. Andre Harrell taught him how to steal people money in the industry, how to move in the industry. He masterfully learned how to steal folks' money, steal artists' money. He was 360 deal, at the max. He was the best at it. He's the best ever. He's the best executive at taking folks' money. Diddy robbed so many artists, whether you are a writer, whether you were a producer, whether you were an artist, he was going to steal your money. Diddy stole everybody's money. You see in the documentary the ugly side of Diddy. You see right off the bat they talk about, how he doesn't care. And he was in the celebrity basketball game, and you could feel you could see a monster was being built. And all them 9 kids lost their lives because he didn't properly go through the protocol for that event. So you start seeing, images, and you start seeing the foundation of somebody that's just working on being evil and got eviler as time went on. You got guys like Clyde Davis who enabled him and helped Diddy, he funded this style that Diddy was going to start going on. He stole folks' money, and then he blackballed you. If you ever spoke out, he blackballed you. There's not a person he would take money. He wouldn't take your money. It's not a person. He learned how to do it. Some things that caught my attention. Another takeaway is how, you know, he he was he quietly orchestrated the downfall of Pac. Say what you want. His hands are all over Tupac Shakur murder. All over him. The whole thing. And yeah, Pac has some issues that, he did some things he shouldn't have done. He should have stayed in the artist role. That's what Pac should have did. Nipsey kind of went the same way. Once you're an artist, you don't need to be doing certain things. You don't be rolling with certain. Nonetheless, Puff, he orchestrated the whole demise of Pac, bro. And we don't have Tupac today. Tupac would have been, he's arguably one of the best artists ever. Tupac would have been even greater if Puff and him never crossed paths, or if it's one or the other. We either had Puff or we had Pac. And Puffy won, and he orchestrated the demise. And one of the saddest part is, it's not proven, but he's got his hands in Biggie death too. And I am a Biggie fan. To paint the picture, I was 6 years old when Biggie died. I remember watching the funeral live on TV. Big was my favorite artist ever. Everybody knows that. Big, I just love the swag of Biggie. To me, Juicy is a gospel song to me. You know what I mean? On my birthday, I play that. When I need to feel, my business doing well, I play that. I'm doing well in the classroom, I play that. Like, that is my gospel song. Juicy is a gospel song to me. I don't care what nobody say. And the fact that he, he was jealous of that. And that painted the whole picture. All as a little kid, I thought Biggie and Pac were best friends. I was a little kid. I thought Biggie and Pac were best friends. And then allegedly he made him pay for his own funeral. He took Biggie money to pay for the funeral so he could look good. That's nasty work, man. That's evil work. Evil work. I was a little kid. I was 6 years old. I remember they had the performance on MTV where Diddy came out in the all white. Right now it's going all viral. Everybody emulating it. He's doing the performance every step and he's going and doing his thing. And I'm like, dang, I remember being a little kid watching the TV with tears in my eyes, yo. I was a little kid, I was crying. I'm like, man, this man lost his best friend. His best friend is dying. How does he have the courage? How does he have the courage to go in front of the world and perform this? And you know dang well, man, that he has something to do with it. And then you made his family pay. And then you didn't have a good relationship with his mom. The Biggie thing is egregious. It's terrible, man. And we lost Pac, Biggie, and we got stuck with Puff Daddy. And he made good songs, but we lost two icons in this because of jealousy, envy, and hatred, and evilness. We lost because of evilness. We lost those guys. So I don't know, man. That part, I had to pause it a bunch of times because I was putting, my whole childhood coming back in my head. I had to pause it a bunch of times. Like, are you serious? Come on, man. My childhood was taken away from me because I literally thought they was like brothers. Diddy made Biggie pay for his funeral after he died to make himself look good. What a disgusting thing. When you watch this document, if you haven't watched this, like, when you watch it, you'll see, man, like, parts of you will get mad. And I'm not even going to talk about the stuff he did to Cassie because all that stuff was in court. They touched on it in the documentary, but it was more of, the history and how he became this monster. Diddy was a monster, man. Diddy's evil. I walked away watching that saying he's evil. Evil. Should have been P. Diddy the evil. He is a character, man. He's a character. The part that makes me sick the most, and I saw a clip of it, but I didn't think I had to go see it in context, is when he walks through Harlem and he's saying what's up to everybody. Then he gets out the car, people are taking pictures. Somebody even gives him a jacket off their back. Right? He's dapping people up, he's hugging them, he's taking pictures. People are rapping with him, like, he's calling him king, he's doing all this stuff. And then once he gets back in the SUV, gets him back in the black truck, he's asking for hand sanitizer. He's saying, I've been getting touched. I can't. I just, ugh. These people touching me, these peasants. Like, it's like disgusting to him that he was actually touching regular people. And that's sad because in my community, we looked up to Diddy. I don't know about y'all, but I looked up to Diddy as hope. He was a black man with a business. He was flamboyant. He worked hard. He got opportunities. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up looking at politicians. I didn't grow up idolizing Obama. I didn't grow up idolizing, Martin Luther King. And where I'm from, we idolize Diddy, Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson. That's who we idolize. We look as little black boys. We looked at someone like Diddy and said, "This man is hope for us." So when you see Diddy walking through the Harlem streets, he's hope. He's hope. They see him, they like, yo, he one of us that made it out. And he's at that level. I had Sean John. I drank Ciroc. You feel what I'm saying? I had whatever he was doing, we was with. Because we're like, this is the man. I walked to the store and buy, P. Diddy albums. When he was making the band, I watched that every week. Every single week. I watched that. You know what I'm saying? I walked to the store when the band, I skipped school. The day the band album dropped, I had watched it so much, I'm like, I got to go to school. I can't even go to school. I got to buy this. I remember I skipped school to go to FYE, store called For Your Entertainment, and I went and picked up the album for the band. I was in like middle school, and I was just like, "Dog, this is Diddy, dog. Like, this is our man." So the fact that he's walking in the street and he's like, these people are so dirty, they can't touch me, like, that's evil, man. That's evil. I do mission trips in Haiti, Dominican Republic. I did some in Mexico, and when I go, I touch the people. I hang out with the people. Right? I do prison ministry. I go to prisons. I hang out with people. I'm with the prisoners. Yo, hey man, beatbox. Let's rap. You know what I mean? Hey, let's. You know what I mean? Yo, you want to arm wrestle? Like, I'm going to one this month. The way to be the most effective is to touch the people, but you gotta touch them with a pure heart. Diddy would do that for a facade and then go right back and be like, ugh. Can't believe it. That's disgusting, man. And I saw that. I had to pause it because I was just offended by that. And all the people in this documentary who spoke, very few had anything positive to say about Diddy. Very few. His story's ugly. It's an ugly story. It's an ugly story. People getting drugged at his parties. People getting raped at his party. Like, come on, fam. This is the legacy you're leaving for the world to know. We look at who's been great, the great black men. We see Diddy, and he's tied to this stuff. It's terrible, man. All in all, I walked away like I actually wanted to watch more. Like, I wish 50 would have done another episode, another one. But I walked away thinking this, listen, man, his mama need to be investigated. She did too much. She was around too much. The business is in her name. She need to be investigated. She might need to go to jail. His sons, all of them, every single one of them, they need to go to jail. They need to be investigated to see if they need to go to jail. Mm-hmm. All of them, every single one of them. Still, Little Rod tells a story about how he was working with him, and then Puff and Christian went into a room, shot up somebody, and then was that shoot. He might need, wow. Wow. That is crazy. That documentary was crazy. Um, yeah, man. These people need to be investigated. Say what you want, need to be investigated. I also need to hear from Farnsworth Bentley, the guy who used to hold the umbrella and do the dance. Mary J. I love Mary J. Blige, dog. That's auntie. We you might need to get questioned too. Stevie J. I love Stevie J. Stevie J. One of the most talented producers in the history of the world. He might need to get investigated as well. Wendy Williams. Let's talk to her. We need an interview from Wendy Williams. We need an interview from Lil' Kim. We definitely need Mace to be honest about a lot of this stuff and talk about it. Like, Mace need to talk. His bodyguard's been talking, but, investigate that too. Every celebrity that been at these parties, they've been at these parties like, yo, you need to answer questions, because at the end of the day, us as fans who were fans of Diddy music, I'm not going to hold you. I was a fan of Diddy music. I was probably one of his biggest. Diddy probably was one of my top favorite artists, man. He just did an album in 2023 that was amazing. The Love, it's like Red. The one with Gotta Move On with Bryson, the Justin Bieber record, Motion. Like, I love Diddy's music, man. And I just feel lied to. Above all, I feel lied to. I feel bamboozled. Biggie, my favorite artist, man, and I feel like I've been robbed. And a lot of you other fans, man, a lot of us, we feel robbed. We feel let down by Diddy. We feel disappointed. Feel disappointed. And it leaves you to question what's going to happen. Like, what is going to happen next? What is next for Diddy is my next thing. Do you guys think Diddy can bounce back? Do you think he can come out and make music? Do you think Diddy could come out and recruit artists and do a label, do business deals with people? What do you think's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with Diddy? He's gonna get out, and who's to know what's next for him? I don't know, but it's gonna be fun to watch, man. Man, rest in peace, Biggie Smalls, the king. Rest in peace to Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace to anybody else who's lost their lives, man, within these situations. Just feel lied to, man. I feel hurt, right? First, I was intrigued by the documentary. Then I was shocked by the documentary. Then I was mad at the documentary. And now, just hurt by the documentary. Scary part is people are saying that there's other people that there are documentaries currently being worked on. I said it, and they say Jay-Z got one they working on. They say they was working on one on Ellen DeGeneres. It's about to be crazy. We're going to talk about it every time something like this come up. My name is Samuel Goat. This is the Samuel Goat Podcast. Subscribe. Turn your notification bell on. Like this video. And then tell me, what do you think? Did you watch it? And what was the most shocking thing to you in this documentary? To me, touching the people in Harlem, crazy. And then asking for sanitizer, that's crazy. To me, making Biggie pay for the funeral, it's crazy. Right? To me, the videos of him and Cassie, the story, it's crazy. It's a lot of crazy things that happen. Stealing from the artists. All of the artists end up being messed up. It's crazy. I think it's crazy. What part did you think was the craziest? God bless.